Today I will be doing my video on Chapter 30, Graphic Organizers, using the book Ugly Cat and Pablo as an example. Alright class, so I know we're all excited to talk more about our new favorite book, Ugly Cat and Pablo, but what I want to do today is I want to think about why we like certain characters in this, why we either like Ugly Cat or why we like Pablo. And one way to do that is using something that we call graphic organizers, which allows you to really help kind of sort your information and figure out what you need to know. So in this case, what I want to use is my graphic organizer that I made for this, which has some directions at the top that I'll read in a second. So with this graphic organizer, I can look at the details of the characters in this book better. And the directions on the sheet will read, once you've read the story, Ugly Cat and Pablo, you will pick either Ugly Cat or Pablo for your topic and write that in the topic bubble. So in the center here, I chose Pablo. So you can, for this case, we'll all choose Pablo together. So I want you to write in Pablo in the center of the topic. And then the side bubbles are where we're going to put in one detail describing Pablo. Each one gets one detail. So I'll do the first one, and I really thought that Pablo was smart. So we're going to spell that out. Remember, S-M-A-R-T, smart. And I think that because in the story, Pablo at one point tells Ugly Cat that not all girls are afraid of mice, but Ugly Cat doesn't believe him and tells him to do the plan anyways. So we know right there that Pablo's smart because he knows that, just because one person might be afraid of mice, not everyone is. And Ugly Cat didn't agree with that. And we find out what happens later with that. So now what I want you all to do is I want everyone to quietly think to yourselves. I want you to think of one word that you can think describes Pablo, another word. So we already have smart. So any word you can think of in this story that describes Pablo. And when you have an answer, give me a thumbs up and I will call on you. Okay, Jesse, what's the word you got?
Adventurer.
Okay, all right. So Jesse chose adventurer. So I'm going to write that down because that's a big word. So A-D-V-E-N-T-U-R-E-R, adventurer. So now we have two words to describe Pablo. And adventurer is a really good word. I like that Jesse chose that because it really helps us with Pablo, because that's one of the things that the story tries to tell you about him, is that he loves adventures, which means adventurers are people that like to be active. They like to be doing things. They like to have, exciting moments in their life. They like to be constantly moving. They like to go to friends' houses. They like to go out to the beach. These adventurers are exploring. That's what adventurer means. It means you like to explore. So we now have two words in our graphic organizer. There's 2 spots left. So what I would like you all to do is just, in the meantime, fill out 2 more words that go in there. And once we're all done with this, I'll send you back to your desk with a blank one, with a blank sheet, and you can either choose to continue what we did on Pablo, or you can pick Ugly Cat if he was your favorite character, and you can write 4 details about Ugly Cat and describing him to the reader, to me, or to your peers, your classmates. So in closing, Chapter 30, Graphic Organizers, is all about identifying the teaching purpose. So in this case, the purpose was to really help the readers understand why they like certain characters, in this case, Ugly Cat or Pablo, like the characteristics about them that they appeal to. Explaining the purpose of the organizer, so that's basically telling them how the graphic organizer works, what you're supposed to do with it. Let's see, involving the students in the construction of the graphic. So as I did with Jesse, as I had him write down words, I had him follow along and even have a sheet that he was tracking, just that way he got an idea of what a graphic organizer looks like and how it works. And discuss the connections, that's a big one. You want to discuss why they're using these terms, how they're connecting this, what they're writing, to what they've read. And then beyond that, if there's any additional help that they need with like graphic organizers understanding how they work, maybe they prefer a different model, like a Venn diagram version, because obviously some students might not directly connect to this format versus you could do an ice cream. I've seen an ice cream once. You could do like layers of ice cream and then the cone is the topic. You could do different versions or maybe explain to them better, more clearly, more focused in a one-on-one setting how a graphic organizer works. So thank you.